Good Monday morning, guys. We are working on 7.2, and there's about half of you that are not doing it correctly. So I want to give you the opportunity to make sure you are understanding this before you move on. So what we're doing here is we are finding the GCF, and a lot of you are finding the GCF, and that's it. But what we're actually going to do is find the GCF of 15b squared plus 15b, and then we're going to we call it factoring. We're basically going to pull it out. You're undistributing. So what we're going to do here is find our GCF. So if we look at, let's make sure we get a pen here. When we look at this, we're going to be taking 15b squared, and all of its factors are 3 times 5 times b times b. Now, the nice thing about 5b is that it's already basically factored. So we have 5 times b. This is 5b. So I'm going to take this 5 and this 5 are common, this b, and there's one b here. So that is our GCF. Okay, so we have, sorry, it looks like little kid writing. We have 5b as our GCF. Now we're only partway there. What we need to do is take it out of here. So if I were to rewrite 15b squared, taking out 5b, I would say I have 5b. What I have left over there is that 3 and the b. So that's times 3b. Now, when we take 5b out of 5b, we're left with 1. It's already factored out. So when I go ahead then and factor out, oh, we're going to let Krishna see here. When I take out 5b from both of these, I'm basically factoring it out, pulling it out in front. Okay, so I'm going to say 5b is out in front. What I'm left with then is this 3b here, plus what I'm left with here is just 1. And that's what your final answer should look like. I was going to do one that had 3 terms. This is a problem right off of your homework. It is number 5 from page 467. When we have 3 terms, you're basically finding the GCF of all 3 of them. And I'm just going to look at the numbers out in front here. 12, 8, and 6. The number that goes into all 3 of those is just 2. 8 doesn't go into 12, 6 does. So we're going to say 2. I'm going to just rewrite this with my GCF is going to be 2. And then what else is common to all of those? Well, there's only one H here, so that's as big as it's going to get. There was 2 of them here and 4 of them here. But the biggest number that can go into all of them, an H squared can't go into just a plain H. So I'm going to have just a plain H there. So if I rewrite these now, if I pull out a 2H out of all 3 terms, and this is where you're heading, is to be able to do this without writing every little detail. Now, if I pull a 2H out of here, if I pull a 2 out of a 12, I'm left with 6. If I take one of the H's out, I'm left with H cubed. Now let's do the next term here. If I take a 2 from 8, I'm left with 4. If I take one of those H's, I have 1 left because there were 2 to start with. And the last one, if I take a 2 out of 6, I'm left with 3. And if I take an H out, I'm not left with any other H's. So that is my answer. Now, what you can do to check it is to distribute this. If you were to go distribute the H or the 2H to each one of these, you should end up with this answer. I'm going to do one more video. I'm going to do it separately. So if you're still needing help, watch the next video. Otherwise, you should be able to start this week's homework, but you really need to make sure you know what you're doing up through this point. So hope you're having a great day.